lie there in that old curiosity shop.
Well, hello folks, I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop, welcoming you back to another kitchen counter thrift haul. I'm back in the Old Curiosity Shop. It's been a couple of days. Well, it's taken me that long to get the dirt out of my fingernails. No, if you look closely, you'll still see some of the stain. You know, I've been out in the garage for a few days, my dad's workshop, working on some things. And actually, before I show you this thrift haul, which is called another fancy pantsy thrift haul, here is another look at those two lamps in a little bit better lighting. Just a second, in case you didn't catch the restoration. Now remember, the little dangly crystals are not what should be there. I'm still waiting on finding myself some long pendants, either in amber or topaz or maybe green. But this is what they look like for now. Take a peek. Okay, so I really appreciate everybody watching and commenting on that video. Just shaking it up a little bit. I do a lot of restoration on things. I seldom show you videos of such because I really didn't know whether folks would be interested or not. I'm absolutely an amateur when it comes to this kind of thing, but I enjoy it. I have fun. And that's what counts. I'm not competing with anybody except myself, and I really appreciate you watching and encouraging me, giving me suggestions, and letting me know if you like that kind of video, little restoration projects. Okay, fancy pantsy. And if you're in your sweatpants, I'm gonna let you stay in your sweatpants because I don't know where you are in the country, but it got cold here on the northeast coast. When I went out this morning at about 5 o'clock and it was only in the low to mid 40s, that was a little nippy for September, but I'm not complaining. I enjoyed it very much. Okay, I should be drinking coffee. It's cold enough in here, but I'm actually sipping, that looks like red wine, and I assure you, at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it is not. It's a little bit of fruit punch, but it's in one of my fancy amber stems. I don't know if you can see the amber for the Halloween season. That almost looks like amberina, doesn't it? But the bowl is crystal and the stem is a beautiful amber color, and that's just for the fun of it. A little Hawaiian punch or some kind of punch that I made. Let's take a look at what's here. A beautiful, oh, by the way, it's all for sale in the Old Curiosity Shop. Now, some of it is going to end in 6 days and some of it is going to end in 2 days because I just got behind on my videoing. So if you see anything you like, don't hesitate. I hate for you to miss out. Not really Flow Blue, but English Blue transferware in exceptionally good condition. You don't see any silverware marks on that. And you might want to say that there's a little bit of flow going on in there, but I don't really consider that Flow Blue, just blue transferware. We can see on the back it is a piece of Dalton. That kind of looks like it's flowing a little bit. There we go, you can see it better. What does that say? Watteau? I can't see. Something England. Bursalem, England? Is there such a place? Anyway, that's a gorgeous plate. There are no chips or cracks on it, and it's a nice big dinner plate. Dinner plates of that size are sometimes hard to come by, and that looks like it's about a 10-inch, I guess a 10-inch dinner plate there. So that's really exciting to find it in such good condition. Now I'm going to jump over here to this because, wow, that steals the show. That takes the cake. I could not believe when I walked into this junky little thrift shop in Jersey. Here it was, and what is it? It's a piece of wonderful French Limoges Art Nouveau porcelain. And it's the real thing. Folks, first of all, take a look at it. You don't see a silverware mark on it, nor a chip, nor a crack, nor any crazing. This almost looks as if it just came from the John Wanamaker department store circa 1906. And guess what? It did come from the John Wanamaker department store circa 1906. Now, how in the heck do I have that provenance? Well, I'm going to turn it over and show you, but first, this is textbook Art Nouveau. Just take a look at how stylized those flowers are. If you are studying Art Nouveau and you just look up, you just Google Art Nouveau, you're going to find flowers that look just like that. So French. And the gilding is perfect on this. There's no loss. I couldn't believe this. Now let me set the big thing down. I think it is 12 inches in diameter, here to here, and 13 from tab to tab. And let me be very careful with this. Okay, we've got a lot going on back here. First of all, up here we see J. Puyer. That stands for Jean. Jean Puyette. No, I'm kidding. I have no cognizance of the French language, but I know it's not Jean Puyette. I believe you say Jean Puyer. Now, listen, I'm throwing on my fake French accent to cover up my ignorance. I never studied French. So, pardon me, but you can see it right there. Okay, Limoges. Now, of course, that's a region in France, not a company name. And there's even more information. Patented January the 23rd, 1906. And that's right there in that Art Nouveau period from about 1900 to 1918. We sort of think about the turn of the century, well, the late 1890s up to about the First World War. So we have a 1906 patent date on there. And that W stands for Wanamaker. The John Wanamaker department store. John Wanamaker, of course, founded his department store here in Philadelphia. And then, of course, he also had another large store in New York. So this was imported by the John Wanamaker department store buyers for sale in their good, not pastry department, porcelain department. You could put pastries on it, but put a doily down first. This thing must have belonged to Hyacinth Bouquet because I cannot believe the condition of it. Just imagine some wealthy Philadelphian, all dressed up, strolling into the John Wanamaker department store in 1906 and buying this beautiful French porcelain, maybe as a wedding gift, who knows. Also, I won't pick it up again, but notice there are 3 holes in the back so that you can hang this on the wall and use it as a decorative piece rather than as a serving piece. And then it winds up in a little thrift shop in Jersey. If dishes could talk. Here's another stack over here. This is all the same pattern, and it is blue willow. I'm sorry, it's not blue willow. I'm just all over the place. It is flow blue, and it's in sort of a clover pattern. Grindley, I believe, of England. Yes. So there's a saucer. There's a either a soup or a chowder bowl, whatever you want to call it. Let's see, 3 small dinner plates and a luncheon plate, just a stack there of nice English flow blue. A really pretty silver-plated teapot in absolutely excellent condition. Sometimes these things are pretty beat up, or the silver is almost completely gone. And I think this is a Rogers. I know you're not going to be able to see it. Give me a second. It's the Berwick pattern, and it is a William A. Rogers silver-plated teapot. And again, there aren't any dents in that, and it's in really nice condition. I like the amount of silver plating that's on there, and it hasn't been over-polished, so that's really, really pretty. Thanks to a subscriber who helped me identify this as the Delaware pattern. In the, oh my goodness, I've listed it and now I can't remember. Is it Northwood? I think it's Northwood. Anyway, the full description is in the listing, and it's a beautiful green pressed glass, patterned glass bowl there with gold highlights on a silver-plated mounting there, which the silver-plated mounting has seen better days. Some of the gilding is missing, but this was part of their States series, and that's the Delaware pattern bowl. And that's be really pretty around the holiday season. Now, of course, those fussy Victorians had a knife, spoon, plate, dish, and goblet for just about everything, and you were supposed to know. I don't know what this was used for, but you could do something with it on a fancy dinner table. There's some really pretty etching on the inside of it. I don't have any indication that there was a glass insert on this. I can't imagine what would have been served out of it. So it may have just been some type of decorative piece for the dinner table. We can all make our guesses. I really don't know if there are any experts out there on Victorian silver plate. But you decide. The handle is beautiful. The engraving, look at the swag there, little flowers, it's really pretty. The feet are wonderful. And it is so hard to read. So much of this is worn off. I cannot make it out. There's a number. Yes, I'm just not going to be able to see what that says on the bottom at all. So we're just going to say random, 1890s, 1900 piece of silver plate for your entertaining. And then here also, this is completely unmarked. It does say the metal holder here, EPNS, so that's the electroplated silver. The porcelain is hand painted, although there are no markings on it. And I usually see these referred to as little condiment dishes for serving things such as jams and jellies. Here's where your little spoon would hang. I'm selling this. This spoon is not included. There would be a larger spoon hanging from this, so that's not quite the right size, but you get the idea. Pretty fall colors. Nicely hand-painted flowers. And there's no markings, which always leads me to believe that it's possibly American, but things did slip by. It does, as I said, say EPNS on it, so I thought perhaps English as well, but we'll stick with probably a little American-made condiment jelly server type thing. I told you we were going to be fancy today. And a Japanese, I guess it's sort of a, well, we'll call it a vase. I guess a ginger jar is supposed to have a lid. This is going to date to the 20s. Maybe ginger jars don't have to have lids. Very 1920s, early 30s. Lusterware on the top, sort of stylized, very 1920s looking flowers, and a wonderful green color that graduates in its color. And we're just going to see hand painted in Japan on the bottom, and some other sticker that was put on during export. It is porcelain and it is in good condition. There aren't any chips or cracks on it. It is a really nice size. The colors are vibrant. I often see these listed as bride's baskets. You may say, oh, it looks like a wine cooler. Well, you're not going to get a bottle of wine down in there. You could barely fit a bottle of ketchup in it. So I think we're going to stick with decorative bride's basket. What a nice centerpiece this would be with flowers in it. And I've had it for a while, and actually this I've had for about a year. And I decided, I like it. It's not really my style, and so I probably wouldn't ever be using it, so why not pass it on? It's beautifully done. Let me get down here. I know the backsplash is really probably giving you a headache as you're trying to take a look at this, but it's very nicely done. Fold this handle down. I have studied this and studied it and studied it, and I cannot find a mark on it. Surely somewhere it's marked, and I have looked everywhere. Inside, outside, upside down, you name it, I've studied this, and I can't find anything. So your guess is as good as mine, but probably something that dates to, 1900 or so, maybe just a little bit before, and maybe just a little bit after, but before the 1920s. And it's a nice tall, you can see, it would be really nice with all kinds of flowers in it, or whatever kind of dinner arrangement. This thing here has me a little stumped too, because I can't tell whether it's that sort of, I can't tell whether this was made in the 1960s and 70s or if it's much older than that. The detail is really high quality, but some of these things were made in the 60s and 70s. But something about the quality on this is telling that it just might be older. It's got a glass vase, bud vase in it. I'm sorry, long stem. And this comes out, I'm getting fingerprints all over it. We can see there's the glass piece that fits down in here snugly. I can't find any markings on it. I'm tempted to say that it's a 1960s piece, but when you take a look at it, the detail is so fine, the detail is so well done that it almost appears as though it may be older than that. So if anyone has any idea, I would love to know. Zoom in here. Boy, these little guys are doing a good job holding this vase up. I imagine they get tired after a while. That's just in such really nice condition. Well, I'll stand back up because I think I have shown you everything. Yeah. Hey, I've got another lamp restoration that I'm working on, so hopefully I'll have that out in the next day or two. But in the meantime, don't forget, join me again this Monday night for my 3rd September special, and this Monday night is Christmas in September, and then finally again, the last Monday night of the month will be my 3rd and final Not So Scary Autumn Decor sale. I want to thank everyone who has participated in those first 2 autumn decor sales. Almost everything has sold, and I'm so glad that you're going to enjoy decorating your homes and enjoying the warmth of the fall season. I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop, saying thanks for joining me on this fancy-pantsy thrift haul. So long for now.